Hello, friends. Welcome to our channel. Today, we are diving into the world of business wisdom. Well, ever wonder what makes successful leaders? Well, you are here for treat because we are about to explore 100 famous sayings from 100 famous business leaders. So, let's get started with our first quote. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is a great work by Steve Jobs. Well, Jobs reminds us that passion is a key to success. When we love what we do, it shows in our results. Next up, we have Warren Buffett with it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. This quote underscores the importance of integrity in business. Your reputation is your most valuable assets. Guard it carefully. Moving on to Oprah Winfrey. Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. Oprah's words encourages us to embrace failure as a learning opportunities. Success often comes after multiple setbacks. Here is one from Jeff Bezos. In business, what dangerous is not to evolve. Well, Bezos highlights the need for constant innovation. The business world is always changing. We must adapt to stay relevant. Richard Branson offers these gems. Business opportunities are like buses. There is always another one is coming. Branson's optimistic view on business and new opportunities, which he says is always coming. Coco Channel once said, to be irreplaceable, one must always be different. Bill Gates shared this vision. Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. Gates warns against complacency. Even when things are going well, we must stay hungry and keep learning. Here is a powerful one from Mary Kay Ash. For every failure, there is an alternative course of action. You just have to find it. Ash encourages resilience and the problem solving. There is always a way forward, even in a tough time. Elon Musk offers this perspective. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Musk Musk words inspire us to pursue our passion, regardless of the challenges. Let's hear it from Shirley Sandberg. Done is a better than perfect. Sandberg reminds us not to let perfection holds you back. Sometimes it's better to complete a task than to endless refine it. Mark Cuban shared this insight. It's only about money or connections. It's the willingness to outwork and outlearn everyone. Kuban emphasizes the value of hard work and the continuous learning. These qualities can level the playing field in a business. Here is one from Arena Huffington. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of success. Huffington reframe our view on failures. It's not an end point, but a step in a journey to success. Jack Ma offers this wisdom. If you don't give up, you still have a chance. Ma's words encourages perseverance. As long as we keep trying, success remains possible. Let's consider this quote from Indra Nui. The distance between number one and the number two is always a constant. If you want to improve the organization, you have to improve yourself. Nui highlights the importance of a personal leadership growth. Here is a thought from Tony Hiss. Chase the vision, not money. The money will end up following you. Hess reminds us to focus on our goals and the values. Financial success often follows when we truly passionate about our work. Here is a gem from Howard Schultz. Risk more than other thing is a safe. Dream more than other thing is a practical. Schultz encourages us to push boundaries and think big. Great achievements often come from daring to do what others consider is impossible. Gary Vaynerchuk offers this perspective. Look yourself in a mirror and ask yourself, what do I want to do every day for the rest of my life? And do that. Vaynerchuk emphasizes the importance of self-reflection in a career choices. Let's consider this quote from Sarah Blackley. Don't be intimidated by what you don't know. That can be your greatest strength and ensure that you do things differently from everyone else. Here is one from Larry Page. Always work hard on something uncomfortably exciting. Page encourages us to push our boundaries and embrace challenges. Growth often happens outside of our comfort zone. Moving on to Satya Nadella. Our industry does not respect traditions, it only respects innovation. Nadella highlights the constant need for fresh ideas in a business. What works yesterday may not work tomorrow. Let's hear it from Shirley Sandberg again. If you are offered a seat on rocket ship, don't ask what seat, just get on. Sandberg encourages us to seize opportunities, even if we are not sure where they will lead. Here is a thought from Reed Hastings. Do not tolerate a brilliant jerk. The cost of teamwork is too high. Hastings reminds us that skills alone are not enough. A positive attitude and a good teamwork are crucial too. Let's consider this quote from Marisa Mayer. I always did something I was a little not ready to do. I think that's how you grow. Mayer encourages us to take challenges that stretch our abilities. Well, here is from Mark Zuckerberg. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. Zuckerberg reminds us that playing it safe can be a riskiest strategy of all. Moving on to Jeff Winner. Inspire, empower, listen, and appreciate. Well, practicing any of these can improve employee engagement. Mastering all four can change the game. Winner highlights the key leadership qualities that can transform a workplace. Let's hear it from Mary Barra. Do every job where you in like you are going to do it for the rest of your life and demonstrate that ownership of it. Well, Bara emphasizes the importance of giving our all, regardless of our current position. Here's a gem from Tim Cook. Let's or let your joy be in your journey, not in a some distant goal. Cook reminds us to find satisfaction in the process, not the outcome or not in the outcome. Let's consider this quote from Guinea Rometty. Growth and the comfort do not coexist. Here is a one from Brian Chesky. If we try to think of a good ideas, we wouldn't have been able to think a good idea. You just have to find the solution to a problem in your own life. Chesky highlights the power of solving real life problem we encounter. Moving on to the Reid Hoffman. The fastest way to change yourself is to hang out with the people who are already the way you want to be there. Hoffman reminds us to or of the importance of surrounding yourself with inspiring people. Let's hear it from Ursula Burns. As I have progressed in my career, I have come to appreciate and really value the others' attribute that define a company's success beyond profit and loss. That is great leadership, long term financial strength, ethical business practices, evolving business strategies, and a sound governance. Also, powerful brand, value based decision making. Well, Burns highlights the many facets of successful businesses beyond just profit and loss. Here is a thought from Daniel Eke. The value of your music is the value of the entire experience. Let's consider this quote from Sundar Pichai. A person who is happy is not because everything is right in his life. He is happy because his attitude towards everything in his life is right. Pichai emphasizes the power of perspective in shaping our experiences. Here is one from Jack Dorsey. Make every detail perfect and the limit the number of details to perfect. Dorsey encourages focus on excellence in what matters most. Moving on to the Susan Osiki thought, or though we do need more women to graduate with the technical degrees, I always like to remind women that you don't need to have a science or technology degree to build a career. Let's hear it from Kevin Sastrom. If you have got an idea, start today. There is no better time than how to get going. Friends, let's consider this quote from Ivan Spiegel. Someone will always have a bigger toy than yours. Spiegel encourages us to focus on our growth, not on comparing ourselves to others. Here is one from Travis Kalanick. Stand by your principles and be comfortable with the confrontation. Moving on to Satya Nadella. Our industry does not respect traditions, it only respects innovations. Nadella reminds us of the constant need for fresh ideas in the tech world. Let's hear it from Mark Cuban again. Well, it doesn't matter how many times you fail, you only have to be right once. And then everyone can tell you that you are an overnight success. Kuban encourages perseverance in the face of setbacks. Here is a thought from Marissa Mayer. I always did something I was little not ready to do. I think that's how you grow. Mayers reminds us to push our boundaries and take on challenges. Let's consider this quote from Brian Chesky. Build a something 100 people will love, not something 1 million people kind of like. Chesky emphasizes the importance of creating passionate users over mere numbers. Moving on to Jeff Bezos. If you double the number of experiments you do per year, you are going to double your inventiveness. Bezos highlights the value of experimentation in driving innovation. Let's hear from Elon Musk again. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you are constantly thinking about what you have done and how you could be doing it better. Musk emphasizes the importance of continuous improvement. Here is a gem from Shirley Sandberg. Well, what would you do if you were not afraid? Sandberg encourages us to imagine possibilities without fear holding us back. Let's consider this quote from Jack Ma. Today is a cruel, tomorrow is more cruel, and the day after tomorrow is a beautiful. Ma reminds us that success often comes after periods of difficulties. Here is one from Larry Page. Always deliver more than expectation. Page encourages us to extend expectation in our work. Moving on to Jeff Bezos. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Job reminds us to remind our curiosity and willingness to take a risk. Let's hear it from Bill Gates. Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. Gates warns against complacency in a success. Here is a thought from Warren Buffett. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and the 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you will do things differently. Buffett emphasizes the fragility and the importance of reputation. Let's consider this quote from Richard Branson. Respect is how to treat everyone, not just those you want to improve or impress. Branson's reminds us of the importance of treating everyone with the dignity. Here is one from Oprah Winfrey. The biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams. Winfrey encourages us to pursue our passion fearlessly. Moving on to Jeff Bezos. Your brand is what other people say about you when you are not in the room. Bezos highlights the importance of reputation and the perception of business. Let's hear it from Mark Zuckerberg. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. In the world that's changing quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risk. Here is a gem from Indra Nui. Just because you are a CEO, don't think you have landed. You must continuously increase your learning, the way you think, and the way you approach the organization. Nui emphasizes the importance of continuous learning even at the top. Let's consider this quote from Howard Schultz. Risk more than others think is safe, and dream more than others think is a practical. Schultz encourages bold thinking and the actions. Here is one from Meg Whiteman. Do what you love, and success will follow. Passion is the fuel behind a successful career. Moving on to Tony Hiss. Chase the vision, not the money. The money will end up following you. Hiss encourages a focus on mission over profit. Let's hear it from Ariana Huffington. We need to accept what we won't always make the right decisions. Here is a thought from Jack Dorsey. Make every detail perfect and the limit the number of details to perfect. Let's consider this quote from Marisa Mayer. I always did something I was a little not ready to do. I think that's how you grow. Here is one from Reid Hoffman. The fastest way to change yourself is to hang out with the people who are already the way you want to be. Hoffman highlights the power of surrounding yourself with inspiring people. Moving on to Mary Barra. Do every job you are in a like you are going to do it for the rest of your life. Let's hear it from Tim Cook. Let your joy be in your journey, not in some distant goal. Here is a gem from Satya Nadella again. Our industry does not respect traditions, it only respects innovations. Friends, let's consider this quote from Susan Osiki. Though we need more women to graduate with a technical degrees, I always like to remind women that you don't need to have science or technology degree to build a tech career. Moving on to Sundar Pichai, a person who is happy is not because everything is right in his life. He is happy because his attitude towards everything in his life is right. Let's hear it from Ivan Spiegel. Someone will always have a bigger toy than yours. Here is a thought from Travin Kalanick. Stand by your principles and be comfortable with confrontation. Let's consider this quote from Brian Chesky. Build something 100 people will love, not something 1 million people kind of like. Here is one from Reed Hastings. Be brutally honest about short term and optimistic and the confident about long terms. Moving on to Jeff Wiener. Inspire, empower, listen, and appreciate. Well, practicing any one of these can improve employee engagement, and the mastering all four can change the game. Friends, let's hear from Guinea Rometty. Growth and the comfort zone do not coexist. Remedy encourages us to embrace discomfort as a sign of progress. Here, a gem from Kevin System. If you have got an idea, start today. There is a no better time than now to get going. Well, System encourages us to take immediate actions on our ideas. Let's consider this quote from Ursula Burns. As I have progressed in my career, I have come to appreciate and really value the other attributes that define a company's success beyond just a profit and loss. That is, great leaderships, long term financial strengths, ethical business practices, evolving business strategies, sound governance, powerful brands, value based decision makings. Burns highlights the many facets of successful business beyond just profit and loss. Here is one from Gary Vaynerchuk. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I want to do every day for the rest of my life? And do that. Moving on to Sarah Blackley. Don't be intimidated by what you don't know. That can be your greatest strengths, and ensure that you do the things differently from everyone else. Friends, here is a thought from Coco Channel. To be irreplicable, one must always be different. Let's consider this quote from Mary K. Ash. For every failure, there is an alternative course of actions. You just have to find it. Here is a one from Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. Ford highlights the power of mindsets in achieving your goals. Moving on to the Thomas Edison. I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Let's hear it from Sam Walton. There is only one boss, the customer, and he can fire everyone in the company from chairman to down simply by spending his money somewhere else. Here is a gem from Peter Drucker. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Let's consider this quote from Andrew Carnegie. Teamwork is the ability to work together towards a common vision, the ability to direct individual accomplishment towards organization's objectives. It is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. Here is one from John D. Rockefeller. Don't be afraid to give up to good to go for great. Moving on to Ray Kroc. The quality of a leader is reflected in the standard they set for themselves. Let's hear it from Milton Hershey. Give them a quality. That's the best kind of advertising. So, friend, these are some important quotes said by famous business leaders. I hope this quote will helpful in your business success. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.